Hi and welcome to the part B of the Retribution Paladin update for the Legion Alpha. If you haven't seen part A and you want to, there's a bit of discussion on abilities. You can check the annotation just down there. If you want to check if this is the most up-to-date version, let's say you're looking at this video and it's been out a week or so, then you can click here and this will take you to the playlist where my most up-to-date updates are. So in this one, the servers are a little bit unstable, so I haven't necessarily been able to do as many dungeons as I would like, but I've managed to do a couple of part dungeons, managed to get some logs. I've put the logs there. Again, I caution about reading too much into them. Numbers have not been tuned. It does not make sense to tune numbers while they are still messing about with abilities, but you can see the relative amount certain abilities do, and hopefully you can see how it all works in practice. You know, I just went on Twitter to complain that earlier on we were getting plenty of dungeon queue pops but couldn't get into them because the servers were unstable. Now that the servers seem fine, no healers logging on, queuing up I should say. Literally come back to the screen once loaded up. Right, what we are going to do, I'm going to put Blessing of Might on all the DPS. I'm going to log. I am going to go completely for this setup. I'm not going to change the talents through the entire run to give everything. This is should be a nice flexible setup. Then I'll do another one where I use some other things. But I am just going to use these. I haven't got Atonement on me, so he's not healing me at all. This is another case, I'm afraid, of a Disc Priest who's... it's not going to go well. Not making any attempt to get Atonement on me. Christ. I don't want to be too harsh to them. It's not an easy thing, and it's certainly not an easy thing to practice, but he's now only just put it on me. I'm fucking dead. Okay, I've got some stuff I can use. But Handlight would have helped out fucking shitload there. I'm gonna say Handlight a lot here, I can see it. I mean, there are other things I could have used, but they're really long cooldowns. And Bubble, I don't have Atonement on again. I don't expect him to keep it on me all the time he's practicing, but when I'm low on health, I expect, you know, you can throw an AoE. There's an AoE. You don't have to do single target with it all the time. I mean, I know this, and I've only been on Disc Priest like an afternoon. Right, let's give the old Wake of Ash. Now, we can't give it a full go because I don't have it traited. I would like to try that out, but unfortunately I can't sign up for dungeons on the PvP run. We haven't been able to do that for a couple of builds. Get not putting barrier down on trash. Atonement. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, Flash of Light takes so long to cast for so little. It's not realistic. I mean, Righteous Vengeance does a little bit of healing, but it's not loads. You can't, obviously it can't be loads, otherwise it'd be too strong. Use fucking Atonement. It's no good being on me now, is it? Where's my Blessing of Might? Oh my god. The way the blessing system works, I'm going to have to get used to it. I'm going to have to get used to it. Right, okay. At least it's all up for the boss. Alright. What's that red ground effect? I think that's something to do with the tank, you know. I think they might have changed the graphic. They have little abilities that they plonk down. I haven't been on the Vengeance one for a bit. Oh, Christ. Yeah, he's not getting the atonement thing to see. He's burnt quite a bit of mana. I mean, he's still got some. It's not a disaster. Yeah, I've got it on my now. Maybe he'll get better. Maybe this is literally the first time he's come in with it. Use Blade of Justice when I have 4 Holy Power. Yeah, that's the Demon Hunters thing. Ooh, yep. Oh, bounce me away. I mean, using these talents, the actual playstyle feels okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know how competitive it would be. And I am going to stick with this. Obviously, I'm not even going to check how competitive it is until later on when I have to upload my logs. Ooh. I think maybe the priest is more used to being a tank. I like the way he goes out in front all the time. Maybe he's more used to being a tank. Hey up. He's going to try and tank. Jesus. This is probably ill-advised. I've got stuff to... I can't even tell what... I've got target or anything. Here, I don't know what's going on. Charging tanks. I've only got stumpy legs. You need to wait for me. What the hell? Just wasted my Divine Storm. Right, I remember being in here with a previous group. And we ended up pulling a load of stuff we really didn't want to. So we have to be a little bit careful. We have to be a little bit careful. But nothing to do with me. Just not to go too far ahead. To pull things back is better than rushing into stuff. I think these are the bastards. Oh no, no. Lay on hands. That's it. I've basically got nothing now. I got nothing that I can use. I want light, Hand of Light back. I want it now. Which side? I can't. No. Always target the mob that looks different. My experience. There's usually one of them for a reason. I'm assuming Divine Storm, now that we've got the Mass Judgment, or the Great Adjustments it's now called, is the DPS increase on 2, because it was pretty close to it without the Judgment debuff. Damn it. Have to be careful. Wake of Ashes now being a cone. You have to be angled slight when you're really close to it, slightly away, and you miss everything. Just have to be careful. It's a bit like using Discordant Chorus at the moment. Just be careful how you aim yourself when you're strafing around things. Right, it's add switching on this one, so these talents will be as good as can be expected. Alright, Wake of Ashes is on the global cooldown, so I'm not going to do that. Alright. Again, tanks would do us all an enormous favour if they would at least move their arse to where the ads are. Bosses will follow if they need to. Am I just going to be on ad duty then, because no fucker else can be arsed with it? Yeah, okay. Don't stun me, you twat. Oh, it's me, look. Why am I not? Again, I'm really missing handle. It's like if I was just coming into Legion, do you know what I'd be missing? Divine Protection. But we didn't have. We've not had Divine Protection, and I've been okay with it because we've had Shield of Vengeance and Hand of Light instead. One of them on its own isn't enough because of the such long cooldowns. I mean, if you want to give me Shield of Vengeance on a 30-second cooldown, then I'm not going to complain about Hand of Light. But that's not what we're going to get, is it? Will other people hit these bloody mobs? Oh, I think someone is actually now. See, I am not the most mobile, and I bet you if I look at the logs, I'll be doing the most damage on these bastards. Fuck you. Right, Avenging Wrath's up. I'm sitting on the boss now. Fuck you. Someone else can do those. Got bloody ranged in here. I'd be a lot happy if I had Shield of Vengeance in case it all goes tits up now. I think I'd better kill this one then. Right, that's him done. You dumb fuck. Oh, you remembered you got feigned death. Still staying feigned. He wasn't going to risk it until the boss definitely had it. Oh, feels really weird as always because I've just been raiding last night in that situation, not using Hammer of the Righteous in this thing, still using Crusader Strike. But there you go. It is, I'm not saying I miss it. This is much better in theory. It's just the fact that I know now that this Greater Judgment is only buffing so many mobs. There were times there where there were more than 3 extra mobs. What the hell was that? Who nicked my Lay on Hands? I'm gonna have to check that on the logs. Oh well, we ain't got that available. Sorry, this priest's gonna have to learn. Bit to baptism of fire now. Oh, we're just disconnected. What's this dungeon? I'm getting a bit tired of it now, you know. Hey up, am I in the middle of it? I'm in the middle of it. Actually, one thing I may do, just after this is finished, put Shield of Vengeance on and stand in it. I've got quite high crits with this gear, somehow. About 30-odd%. So I might switch to Virtue's Blade. Ah, cool down. Don't pull anything, don't pull anything. Right, Avenging Wrath on the go. Oh, hell. Purple stuff. Purple's usually a happy colour. Why am I taking damage in it? I'm going to have a look in a second. Oh, it is as well. I would say we've got a healer. They all seem to be priests. It's called Holy Priest. I was thinking I bet it's disc, but it's not. It is holy. Oh. Do you know what? Screw melee. I don't actually seem to be taking a load of damage, have to be said though. Does it actually matter if we just stay in it? I'm assuming it's bad to stay in it. I am testing, I'm going to stay in it. Doesn't seem to do any harm. Can I interrupt that? No. I think maybe it's got a bit too much health. It's not getting any more interest in this. Why can't... Oh, God. Flying mobs. Can't hit it. Bloody thing. Oh well, it seems to be a little bugged. Oh, hold on, I could hit it there. There's probably a sweet spot. Oh. So I can hit it with Blade of Justice and Judgment. Oh, I think it is actually just bugged. I don't think it's a hitbox. Oh, am I hitting it again? Shield of Vengeance. See how you like that. Get so many loot drops in these dungeons, like the BOEs. I know that was a rare spawn, but we get in a dungeon run you'll get a sort of similar amount as well. Yeah, when you cast we don't have enough movement to get away. So sod it. Because, you know, we don't all need movement speeds. Thought that was a Warlock's Imp then, it's the tank. Christ. There you go. Oh, this tank actually moves it. But again, it hasn't been judged, this mob, so I'm hitting it with finishers. Now my judgment's come back off. It's... now let's see if he copped for the... No! I mean, that wasn't actually all that far away when I judged either. So it is a really short range. Not sure what I'd like to say it is. I don't think it's as much as 8 yards, which is the Divine Storm. But this is the absolute arsehole using finishers. They're not being buffed by my mastery because of the way this judgment is working. Or the way the mastery is working. I mean, take your pick about which one is defective, quite frankly. But I would say it's just far easier to deal with the judgment to make it a buff, as I've suggested. It would solve everything. It would literally solve everything. Now, I accept the reasons that some are saying Blizzard are probably reluctant to do this because, after all, when you judge something, and this is always the way it's been, you debuff what you are judging. Okay, but the way they are having this judgment mechanic work doesn't work with that. Just doesn't work. So they either need to fundamentally rethink our mastering the way the judgment works, or change it into a buff for pure common sense reasons. And the whole problem solved. No one is going to complain, oh, it doesn't fit my fantasy if I judge and get a buff. No one's saying that. Apart from possibly Blizzard developers. But it just doesn't work at the moment. The gameplay is horseshit. Like, I could use Divine Storm there. Neither of them took extra damage from it because neither of them had the judgment on it. And this is the greater judgment, I'll remind you. This is the one that I can maintain on a single target constantly. Right, so I can judge that at least now, and that hopefully is on the bosses. No, do you see that? I was there when I judged it. That is a piss poor range. Oh my god, that is an absolutely diabolical range it's got on the thing. Running around like a blue ass fight on this boss. No wonder I don't do much damage. I'm not actually sure that I'm getting any benefit on this fight at all from Greater Judgment. Because, I mean, if I were able to track things or just pay more careful attention, oh, there are people actually on top of that, then I'm absolutely fine with not having 100%. I knew it wouldn't be on that because I had much closer range with the last ad that I tried to judge. I mean, I suppose it's distance from the target as well rather than distance to you. It's a bit confusing because, like, if you look at Zeal, that proc, so it did in the last build, I haven't checked it yet, I haven't used Zeal yet. That proc's based on distance to you rather than the target, whereas the judgment, I suppose, is distance to the target, not to you, because otherwise that wouldn't make any sense. But the range is really, really not very much. It's not 8 yards. That's what I had assumed, because that's the range of Divine Storm. But it's not, as we saw from that earlier one. You stop stunning me, you arsehole. Right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change to Zeal. Alright, don't go on. And I've immediately used Judgment straight away there, which is doing me no good. At least I might as well get one finisher off at least. Build up the Holy Power. 5 Holy Power. Judgment. Unleash. Don't you fear me when I've got Judgment up, you tosser. Judgment. Let's try again. Unleash. No. Get 2 out as before. I think I can just about get away from it, to be fair, if I move immediately. And the buff's worn off. Now this is the thing with the Zeal. I'm going to just try something. I'm not going to try and maximise my damage. I just want to... Zeal. Right, that's on a single target. So yeah, it is working as the tooltip was suggesting. That is, Zeal actually doesn't chain to another target until you build up these buffs up here. So presumably once, because there's no haste anymore with it, so one stack means it will do 2 targets. 2 stacks means it will do 3, and 3 stacks means it will do 4, I guess, is how that works. So if you've got a group of 4 mobs, before you're hitting all of them with it, you have to have used your Zeal 3 times to build up that buff. So on trash packs, you're really going to want tanks to keep chain pulling, aren't you? You really don't want them stopping. If you're going to maintain those stacks. On 2 targets, I'm going to use Templar's Verdict because I don't have a Judgment debuff on the second target. And I don't think Divine Storm's all that great on 2 targets without that. So I'm just going to beast this guy down. The Zeal will do some damage to the other one. Fine. I don't think I save any time though. The fear doesn't last that long and I've got to waddle all the way back. Doubt it. Whoa! Stood in the way of that cleave. That wasn't good. But at the same time, if you're going to keep kiting them away, it's very difficult. Surely the tank can take it. I heard Vengeance Demon Hunters are quite strong. Fucking hell! Can the tank show a little bit of awareness of other people, please? Thank you. I'm glad this guy's not going to be tanking for us when we do Legion raids. Imagine the carnage. Any of you got a DPS meter? No. I don't care, I kill. He's one of them guys, is he? Just wants people to link the damage to see how far ahead he is. Now, even though I am going to use Divine Storm here, obviously only the boss has... the Judgment debuff up when I'm doing that. Some flew in there. Stop moving away from me when I'm Judgment debuff, aren't you? Absolute arse. Do my head in. These bosses. Right. Execution Centres hasn't changed. I'm not going to use that here. Because it would be a bit of a pain until the end. And I've shown you how that works anyway in previous builds. But I'm going to change anything else. No, I won't. Oh, I've done it again. Using Judgment too early. Right, where there's something else to it. Oh, this is nearly dead. Bollocks. Right, let's wait for judgment, and go into that. Into that and get a couple off. And then whatever. What are we hitting next? There we go. Ah! I'm just so used to opening up with judgment. Well, could still get 2 off, that was alright actually. But I didn't actually mean to do that. Oh, well, no, one of these. Can't be stunned, can it? Is this where we have to run around? Put a shield of vengeance on, I think. Oh, not got. Oh, okay. It seems to give back the holy damage now as soon as it's consumed. Pretty sure it wasn't doing that before. Oh, I think I was a bit late on that one. Build it up again quick. Come on, I've got judgment. That's badly done. See, what I'm doing at the moment, unlike when I've been doing this in the past, is I'm not waiting for... oh, yeah. I'm not waiting on judgment. I'm using judgment and then with whatever holy power I have. And if I get off one, I get off one. Just to try it out. Fuck off. Right. Fucking arsehole. Actually, Wake of Ashes, I suppose, is a nice little filler while you're waiting for Judgment to come off cooldown, and you've got loads of holy power, I guess. I can't remember at what... Oh, bugger it. At what percentage the encounter stops, actually. Have we got another one of those running around phases? I forget. Shield of Vengeance again. At least that's one defensive we've still got. Only got bubble on a modest cooldown because... Oh, get off, you little bastard. God, when you get knocked once, it's bloody hard to get out of it, isn't it? Oh, Engine Wrath's up again. Never mind. So there we are. One little change I didn't really cover, you might or might not notice, is the talent that we use to buff our blessings, specifically Blessing and Might. I'm not even going to talk about Wisdom and Kings, because in a group situation, certainly a raid situation, I see no use for it. You're just going to put mites on everyone, unless Blizzard changed the way it is. But the talent did used to buff the frequency with which it'll proc. So the standard Greater Blessing and Might means whoever has it has a 10% chance to do 30% extra holy damage. So talenting it made it a 20% chance to do 30% extra holy damage. So literally doubling the rate at which to do that. They've now changed the talent, so instead it doubles the effect. So it's 10% chance to do 60% holy damage with the talent. What that will mean, my concern with this, again, I'd be interested in Blizzard's points as to why they made the change. My concern is it increases the RNG, because in order to smooth out and make it a bit more predictable how much damage you'll get, it's far better if it just procs more often. The danger now is, even on a long fight where you might argue the number of procs will smooth out, what those procs on matters. If you get it procking a lot off very minor builder spells that don't do a lot of damage, or you get sometimes it procking off all the biggest, heaviest Chaos Bolt type abilities that other classes may have. So it increases the variance as far as I can see. So I'm not quite sure the reason for that. In theory, it still means that you are doubling the effective damage from it, though, on balance. And logs are below. I've posted those in the comments below as usual. I'm not used to doing logs, I have to say. I am used to reading them and analysing them, but not producing them. Ever since Warcraft logs came out, I've always been in guilds where other people have done that. So apparently I'd been doing it wrong. And the reason why in the last builds video I said about, cutting out the trash manually, it's because I wasn't logging, doing advanced combat logging. So on the first link is the old way where I was doing it wrong. And on the second link, apparently I'm doing it right. So you should just be able to click on the bosses and you won't have to manually prune out the trash fights that happen between the bosses. So you can have a look at those, see what you think. Again, don't look at numbers. Don't worry about the numbers. Numbers have not been tuned, as I've already mentioned. What is the point of tuning numbers unless they've finished with the abilities and the abilities are all as they want them? So I wouldn't concern too much with those. I would just be concerned with the way the gameplay is going to work, or the way certain abilities. My main concern at the moment is the Judgment debuff and that talent Greater Judgment. But anyway, see what you think. If you've enjoyed this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you think you've got issues, then comment please. And until next time, I'll see you later.